Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 13 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Baby Steps. Just then, Iida entered the classroom and stopped, looking at Sero standing between you and Bakugo, with Kirishima holding Bakugo back while you glared over Sero's shoulder at the explosive blonde. Sero made eye contact with Iida and shook his head quickly, unsure of what Iida was going to say in the moment, but deciding to jump in early and warn him not to say anything lest it upset you further. There was another tense moment of silence, and then Iida cleared his throat and walked into the room. Good morning, Yin, he greeted you, standing just off to the side of Sero and bowing to you. Hey, Iida, stop bowing, you said with a slightly embarrassed scowl. Both Bakugo and Kiri looked at Iida in surprise. They weren't expecting you to actually acknowledge him, and when you greeted him back, Sero turned around to face you. Okay, off to seats, I guess, right, Iida? He asked, looking to his left to the class rep. Yes, Iida said, as he headed to his desk, with Bakugo and Kiri still standing there in disbelief. As you took your seat, Momo and Sero walked in, talking about something. She spoke to Iida, Kiri whispered to Bakugo with surprise. Yeah, stupid hair, I saw, Bakugo snapped back. Momo had just come up alongside the two boys when she heard them talking and stopped. Who spoke to Iida? She asked. Yin did, Kiri said with excitement. I tried to talk to her, but she seemed a little reluctant to talk, but then she spoke to Iida. Oh, I've been wanting to talk to her, Momo said with a bright, glistening, hopeful eyes. I really love her bag. It's very cute. The band stickers are dope. I recognise some of them. Sero added in. Maybe you should say so, Kiri said excitedly. Yin appears to be opening up a little. Maybe. Well, he added, glancing at the glaring Bakugo, and then sweat dropped. Maybe only to some, he concluded. I'll try, Momo said with a nervous but determined look on her face as she clutched her books closer to her chest and turned to face your desk and then started walking purposefully towards you. Oh, Kiri said with hesitation. She's just going straight in. Good morning, Yin. I like your bag, Momo said, seeming very nervous with her comment as she stopped beside you. You had been looking out the window and you turned your head to look at her, just giving her a blank stare for a second before raising an eyebrow. Okay, thanks, you replied with confusion. Yeah, the band badges are pretty dope, Sero suddenly added in as she walked over to assist Momo. You looked from Momo back to Sero and then back to Momo again. What in the fresh hell was going on here? People were trying to talk to you? Ew, what? Yeah, thanks, you said again, and then suddenly Sero was there too. Oh, do you know some of the bands, Sero? He asked excitedly. Yeah, 3 of them, she replied. Doomsday David, Heaven of Blood, and Rush, she said. You were kind of low-key excited that she actually knew some of the bands, but you felt a little claustrophobic at these people suddenly talking to you and wanting to act friendly. Sero jumped in then and mentioned the bands that you and he liked, and Sero hummed. I haven't heard any of their songs, she said. I'll have to look them up. Ugh, please don't, you thought, your face souring, because then you'll want to talk to me more, and I don't want to talk to you. Sero saw the look on your face and quickly switched things up. Oh, hey, Izara's coming soon. Better get to your seats, hey? He said with a little sweat-dropped look on his face. Oh, true, Momo said. Nice talking to you, Yin, she added before walking off to her desk. Sero just slipped away as well, and Sero gave you a smile. You gave him a small scowl as he left, and then went back to looking out the window. Ugh, I hope they don't try and talk to me again, you thought, as you sank your chin into your palm. The first class went well, and then it came for first break, and before anybody could come and approach you, you took off out the door and headed for the locker room. You didn't have anything in particular that you wanted to get, but figured no one would follow you out this far. Ugh, this is so stupid, you thought, as you walked around the lockers and then stepped outside for a second. You only had a chance to look around before the sound of running footsteps could be heard behind you, and you turned to see who it was. Sero was sprinting down the hall and jumped from the top of the stairs, shooting tape from his elbows to catch onto the roof before swinging him clean out the door and landing in front of you. Hey, he greeted brightly. You almost burst out laughing at his weird entrance, but instead shoved him in the chest. Bro, why was everyone trying to be my best friend back there? That was so weird. I don't want to be friends with anyone, you said. Sero stumbled back but saw that you weren't really mad about it, just a little worked up, and he grinned. Because you're cool, that's why, He replied cheekily. Pfft, you snorted. No. Yeah. He replied with a grin. Well, I think you are. Stop saying weird stuff, you weirdo, he replied back teasingly. Can you stop them from talking to me next time? He hummed thoughtfully. Nah, sorry. I don't have that power. As if you can't stop them. If you can grab me and swing me up onto a building, you can definitely make them stop. Oh, but you're doing so well. I was actually kind of proud, he said with a sincere smile and scratched to the back of his head, and his words made you feel a little funny in your tummy. I'll quirk them all next time, so you better stop them, you replied smartly, and he panicked immediately, knowing you probably would. Okay. I'll try and divert them. But did you want to get food after school today, to celebrate us surviving yesterday? He asked with a smile. You said, having never been asked to get food after school by a guy before, and feeling a little awkward. Oh, no, it's nothing like that, I promise. I just want to chill and eat, he said, quickly picking up that you were feeling awkward at his invitation. Okay, yeah, you said with a nod. You're not going to bring the whole class, are you? This better not be a trap. Cross my heart, and I'll give you the key, he said as he drew a line with his finger across his chest and then crossed it back the other way and then held his hand out in a fist, and you looked at it for a second and then fist bumped him. No, he said with a laugh. Hold your hand under it so I can drop the key in. You did so, and he opened his hand to let the invisible key fall into your hand, and you snorted. You weirdo, you giggled. Okay, you better not lie to me. Why would I do that? He asked with surprise. His surprise was so genuine that you honestly had to stop for a second. This guy was something else. Just then the bell rang and he looked up. Oops, time to get back. Race ya? He asked. Screw that. Racing's for babies, you big baby. You teased him. Okay, fine, he replied as he turned to walk beside you. We'll walk like mature students that go to UA. And we must be proud to show our standing, you said suddenly, putting on airs like you were trying to repeat Iida's speech that day. Yeah, that's the one. Sero chuckled, which made you smile a little. Hey, thanks too, weirdo, for not being as weird as the others. Or maybe you're more weird, I don't know yet. You teased. I'll take it, he said as he shoved his hands into his pockets and smiled to himself. At lunchtime that day, he put his things in his locker and then headed for the vending machine near the back of the school. You had disappeared again, and he figured that he knew where you had gone, so decided to see if he was correct. He jogged down the last of the stairs and strode over to the vending machine and then popped his head around behind it, your face peering up at him as he suspected it would. Oh, hey, completely normal person hiding behind the vending machine. What's up? He asked. Shut up or I'll quirk you, you teased. You asked Isaiah what he did with Hanny yet? He asked, leaning back first up against the wall beside you. And there is the end of chapter 13. It is very baby steps for this little munchkin. Stay tuned for chapter 14 coming tomorrow. See you then.